Hello, hello. May God bless you and may prosper you this day. My name is Rick and I am the cryptocurrency Watchman. Okay, guys, we're going to take a look at a little bit of news in the beginning here, and then we're going to take a deep look into Bitcoin and the people behind the development of the Bitcoin blockchain. Okay, as you can see here, this is on BBC News. They're just confirming what we were talking about the other day, that China orders Bitcoin exchanges in capital city to close. And that's actually exchanges all the way across the entire country. Um, they're telling them to implement plans where everybody can exit out of the platforms without any kind of issues, any kind of trouble, anything along those lines. They've already made it illegal to even. They don't even want them talking about ICOs within China right now. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to bring the exchanges back into China, and it doesn't mean that they can't exchange inside China. They just have to use platforms that are offshore, platforms in the EU, the United States, or wherever. They just won't be, the Chinese platforms will no longer be operating. But if and when they do come back, you can bet they're going to be regulated. Okay, the Japanese and Australia, which are socialistic really in a lot of the ways that they run their governments. They're extremely liberal, and they love their control. And they're doing everything they can just to regulate everything, regulate something that is not supposed to be regulated. This is the kind of thing that we need to stand up for here in our own country and across the globe. This is the kind of thing. However, they're saying that that there's a good chance that the platforms could come back. There could be a chance for them to trade and get up and running again. However, they will be regulated. So that is something. Now, China, as we know, is they call themselves socialists, even though they seem to be capitalist socialists. I mean, they certainly don't have a problem making a buck, and they do have some very, very wealthy people within the country. Of course, as a socialist plan, you have the elites, and then you have everybody else, and that's pretty much the way things work. Even though they do seem to have a middle class, actually a fairly large middle class in China, so they're not like full-blown socialists. But they do like to pull out the socialist card at times, especially when it benefits them. Okay, next, going to look at J.P. Morgan. These guys, man, these guys are a trip. And you can bet what you're seeing here, guys, is happening with all the banks. I assure you, it is not just J.P. Morgan. Okay, J.P. Morgan is just not afraid to get out there and say it. Okay, they're just manipulating it more than the others because they know that there are a lot of people that listen to what they're saying. Anyway, getting the news, J.P. Morgan posts job for blockchain technician. Now, from what I understand, they're supposed to pretty much fire anybody having to do with the blockchain or Bitcoin or anything, within the company, or else they will be fired. And of course, we know what happened with Diamond claiming that Bitcoin is a fraud, it's a scam, it'll never come to nothing, it's going to fall apart. And then lo and behold, once it fell, they bought in like they bought it up like crazy, and they've been bragging about how they've been able to manipulate the platforms, which we've seen a lot of manipulation. Now, some of that may subside for a while because of the Chinese issue with the platforms going on. I don't know. They may just they may try to kind of manipulate it from different platforms. And like I said before, now the manipulation, I can if you're gonna have the mindset of capitalism, of a free market society, okay, manipulation through moving massive amounts of money in and out of something, we got to be willing to accept this. Okay, now when I say accept it, I mean we have to understand that that's business. Okay, That's the way it's done. However, if we want to put an end to this, if we want to try and curb a lot of the volatility as far as certain groups moving billions of dollars in and out of the platforms, then we have to get more people on the platforms, more people into the coins, more people moving, with investing their own money, the average Joe, the family member, those that are concerned about the crash of the dollar and the crash of of fiat currencies. Now, the blockchain is there for our freedom. I've been saying it. I'm gonna continue to say it. You know, there there is some news being reported on some of these news outlets, but who's really standing up? Who's really standing up and saying, "Come on, guys, let's get together. Let's pull together. Let's educate everybody about this. Let's come up with strategies. Let's come up with ideas of ways to first of all stop them from coming in and regulating us to death. Taking control of the blockchain, passing laws where they want to call these ICOs or the tokens, they want to call them securities so that they can regulate them and tax us to death and take control and be able to steal them whenever they're ready, just like with our own money. And second of all, having enough people on the blockchain that the manipulation, I mean, I'm sorry, when you can take an entire platform, when you can take the top 100 coins and make them all go red within a matter of an hour, okay, that's something like that needs to be curbed. Okay, now I understand it's a free market. Okay, it's a free market, and I am all about that. Okay, but if we're gonna see maybe some better, maybe not so much volatility through manipulation, then we need to get more people on the blockchain. Okay, we got to get more money into the blockchain so that there's so much money in there that they couldn't possibly move enough money in and out of it to affect it to the degree that they are. Now, when they go red, I realize there's a lot of opportunity with that, and when they all drop and once they bottom out, they really got nowhere to go but up. So yes, that does create a lot of opportunity, a lot of money making opportunity, and I'm all for that too. I mean, don't get me wrong, but but you got to admit it's not a good thing that's going on. I mean, when you can control every single coin in the top 100, that's an issue. Okay, so that's all I'm saying on that right now. But anyway, JP Morgan is looking for a technical project execution manager, a blockchain execution manager, somebody to basically come in and work the blockchain for JP Morgan. Somebody who knows the blockchain, who's a technician, so that JP Morgan can start making the money on that big scam they got going, with the Bitcoin scam, and of course all the other coins. It's crazy. Job listing says the Blockchain Center of Excellence leads efforts for applications of distributed ledger technology, blockchain, within JP Morgan. We are exploring blockchain use cases and piloting solutions across business lines. Okay, so in other words, they're hiring people to help them get involved. And really, when it comes down to it, if you think about it, if you have your money in Chase, which is JP Morgan, or maybe if you're investing with them or whatever, and they're calling this a scam, and you have money in there, and they're investing some of your money as for part of your portfolio into this, isn't that, aren't they kind of investing your money into something that they're calling a scam? I mean, I don't know if there's an issue with that. It might be something to look into, but if I were you, I'd pull every penny out of this bank and any other bank. There's many mom and pop banks that actually offer you some pretty good deals and a lot less fees to deal with, where you don't have to deal with these bigger banks. But that's your call. Anyway, here's Mr. Jamie Dimon, Mr. I'm looking out for your best interest, invest in me kind of guy. Of course, one of his quotes you can see is, Bitcoin, the currency, I think, is going to go nowhere. There's nothing behind a Bitcoin. And I think if it was big, the governments would stop it. And that's exactly what they're wanting to do. Of course, they're going to make their money in it as much as they can, and then they're going to regulate it and stop it so that you can't make yours. You can bet on that. Okay, this is on Altcoin Today, so I want to definitely give them kudos for this article. They had a data breach within a company called Lightbit. Dutch Bitcoin broker Lightbit suffers second data breach in 6 weeks. Now they were at first they were saying that, oh well, might have been a potential data breach, we might have been hacked, it potentially could have happened, and then like a few days ago they came out and said, yeah, we were hacked, and they got tons of information. They didn't steal any coins, they didn't get any money, so they say, okay, because it seemed like they kind of kept a wrap on it for a little while, up until a certain point, saying, we could have been hacked, we may not have been hacked, whatever. But now they're saying yes, we were hacked. They got email, they got information, but they did not get any money. Now this is the second time they've been hacked. Now it's not clear. The thing is, they're a cryptocurrency broker, which I'm assuming that their servers and everything would be on the blockchain, but there may be other ways. The question is, if all the information, everything is on the blockchain, if all the information is on the ledgers, okay, which conceivably is not able to be hacked, okay? I mean, really, if you look at the way it's set up with the algorithms and everything else, it should not be able to be hacked. It should be impossible for somebody to hack the blockchain, unless you have a back door. Okay? And we all know, we may not all know, but if you do your research, you'll see that there is a big, huge concern concerning Segwit and the big fork that they just had with Segwit, and how they've set it up where there is a back door incorporated in Segwit. Now, we know that there's also been a hack of the Ethereum blockchain, which billions of dollars were stolen out of there, and which means that somebody has a back door, somebody has the key, somebody has a code, a key to the blockchain to be able to come in and hack it and take what they want. That's the only way. That's the only way that it can be hacked, is that you have to be able to access that information to be able to take what you want out of there. And if you get enough miners and others to kind of turn their head, turn a blind eye to it for a very short period of time, you can do a lot. You can do a lot. But unless you have the key, okay, the code, whatever it is, to make it happen, it's impossible. It's supposed to be literally impossible. And so, here we see a hack, not only once but twice on these guys. One of the largest Bitcoin brokers in Europe, a Dutch company, and so they're claiming that money was not stolen, that it was pretty much just information. But of course, it does raise a lot of concerns as far as the hack is concerned. You can go right here to this one site, blogging site, and you can see in the beginning they were saying potential does not mean we're actually. This was on August 9th, and then on the 13th, they said potential does not mean we were actually hacked, but we'd like to inform everybody about the possibility. We might have been hacked. We don't know. In the Netherlands, we need to report any unauthorized access with customer data. There's a law for this. No user funds have been stolen. Everyone can deposit or withdraw at any time. And then here they repeat the same message on the 13th. And then lo and behold, on the 14th, we regret to inform you that on the 12th of September 2017, a supplier to Lightbit has become the victim of a cyber attack. Sadly, attack has also concerned a Lightbit server, We are currently investigating the scope of the attack. Sadly, we have to conclude that an unauthorized person has had access to your email, hashed passwords, IBANs, phone numbers, address, and portfolio data. However, no money was taken. Okay, guys, now we're going to start getting the meat and potatoes of things. We're going to be looking at the developers of the blockchain for Bitcoin, for the for the mining aspects, and basically the developers of the blockchain. And they all seem to work for one particular company, but I wanted to show you something first. Now, I'm on Wikipedia here, and I've looked up the Bilderberg Group. And if you, for those of you who don't know who the Bilderberg Group is, they are a group of elites from all over the world who come to these meetings at least once a year, and they pretty much strategize and come up with the ideas of how they're going to rule and reign over us all. These are the ones who sit on the top that think they're entitled to pretty much control us and make war or control your currency, your lives, and everything that you do. Now, I want to take a look at this particular man right here. Henry D. Castries, fifth Count of Castries. He is the chairman of the Bilderberg Group as of now. You can see that he's been there since the 31st of May 2012 to present day. He is also chairman and CEO of a company called AXA. Now, AXA is a massive insurance company that is out of the European Union. I think they may be French or Dutch, something along those lines, but anyway, they're one of the largest investors for a company called Blockstream. Now, Blockstream employs many of the developers of the Bitcoin blockchain and developers for the mining blockchain, the mining aspects of Bitcoin, and many of its developers. Now, I have a list of names that we're going to be looking at. Okay, the first person I want to look at right here is Adam Back, PhD. He is Chief Executive Officer for Blockstream. His bio says, having worked on eCash protocols since 1995, Adam is an applied cryptographer and inventor of the Hashcash proof of work and decentralized mining used in Bitcoin. In addition to implementing Credib, he was an eCash consultant to Nokia and later to Credentica, acquired by Microsoft. Adam was an architect and cryptographer at Zero Knowledge Systems, working on its Freedom Network and a precursor to Tor. He was also consulting for leading security companies, including OneID, blah, 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 blah. There's something I want you to see right here. Most recently, Adam co-founded Picor, which was acquired by EMC and where he was CSO of the company's consumer division. Now, there's a link to EMC right here, and so there's more than one link here. There's a few pieces as far as the Bilderbergs are concerned, and so this mention of EMC right here brings us to this gentleman right here, who is Christoph Blocker, who is CEO of EMS. Now, why is that important? Mr. Blocker is a member of the Bilderberg Group. You can see I'm on the site right here. Let me just pan up right here. List of Bilderberg participants. Okay, next we're going to look at a gentleman named Gregory Maxwell, who is Chief Technical Officer for Blockstream. Greg was one of the key architects of the two-way peg which makes side chains possible. He has been a Bitcoin developer, Bitcoin Core developer since 2011, and is one of the most active reviewers of cryptographic protocol proposals in the Bitcoin industrial ecosystem. He has contributed to many widely used techniques in Bitcoin space, such as homomorphic key derivative used in BIP32 and trustless privacy preserving techniques such as coin join and blinded proof of solvency. So as you can see, he's another Bitcoin developer that is deep in this, and of course Blockstream is taking a lot of their cues from AXI, who is huge, one of their largest investors, and of course their CEO is also the chairman of Bilderberg Group. All right, the next gentleman we're going to look at is Mark Friedenbach, infrastructure tech engineer for Blockstream. Mark Friedenbach is a software engineer, formerly a contractor at NASA Ames Research Center, and an independent Bitcoin protocol developer. Mark's specialties are in blockchain scalability, privacy-enhancing technology, and issued asset extensions to Bitcoin. Okay, and here's a very interesting gentleman, Peter Wu. Peter discovered Bitcoin in November 2010 and became a member of the Bitcoin core development team in May 2011. Since then, he has written significant parts of the reference client's code, in particular to improve performance and code organization. He wrote Bitcoin Improvement Proposal 30, 32, 42, and 62, and is the primary author of whatever that is, the library for efficient elliptical curve cryptography for use in Bitcoin. Before Blockstream, Peter worked for a site reliability engineer at Google. And of course, we know that Google is completely secure and would never sell your information to, like, say, the NSA. Okay, just want to make a mention of this gentleman right here, Samson Moe. He is the founder of Blockstream. Okay, for those of you who aren't really familiar with who Bitcoin Core is, this is Wikipedia. They give a simple explanation of it right here. Bitcoin Core is a reference client of Bitcoin. Initially, the software was published by Satoshi Nakamoto under the name Bitcoin, then Bitcoin-QT, and later named to Bitcoin Core. It is also known as the Satoshi Client. It is a full client used by Bitcoin nodes that create the Bitcoin network. Through the changes to Bitcoin Core, its developers make changes to the underlying Bitcoin protocol. As of 2016, Bitcoin Core repositories are managed by Vladimir J. van der Laan, whoever that is. Okay, this is the Reddit site. Reddit has been censored hard from Blockstream. I don't know if it's directly from Blockstream. They used to come out with articles, blogs, things like that concerning Blockstreams. Some people having concerns about Blockstream, with Segwit, and of course, all the people that they have employed for them that have been instrumental in the Bitcoin blockchain, in the blockchain itself. And so now, though everything has changed as far as Reddit is concerned, they are being heavily censored by somebody, because there is nothing negative ever that comes out from Reddit concerning Blockstream anymore. You can go through and you can read the articles and you can see that there is absolutely nothing ever negative that ever comes out about Blockstream. So a lot of that has changed, and Reddit's not the only one. There are many other avenues that of media that we can see are being censored in a lot of ways, especially when it comes to dealing with conspiracy. Now, you can call it theory if you want to, but I'm sorry, when you see all this evidence, and this is just the beginning, okay? This is just the beginning of the evidence. I'm just touching on things. I'm just kind of presenting a few things, but we're going to be digging deeper. This is the first video of I'm hoping many on this one particular subject. Of course, we're going to be doing some other things, but this is I'm presenting evidence, okay? Evidence. You make your own decision. Decide what you're going to do. Are you going to stand, and are you going to come out against this? Are we going to unite? Are we going to speak up? Are we going to boycott whoever we need to boycott? Are we going to try and come up with strategies on how to deal with this? I mean, I'm just trying to expose it. I don't have all the answers. I don't. But I'm looking for answers. I'm looking for ideas. I'm looking for strategies. I'm looking for anything, and I'm looking for any input from you guys, all of you. Let's get involved. Let's pull together. Let's stand up. Let's fight. Not physically, but let's fight. Let's stand up against tyranny, against theft, against greed. You know, we all have lives to lead. You know, we're all looking for prosperity in our lives, and we want to feel that we have freedom and security. These are the kind of people who are trying to destroy that very thing. Okay, so as I leave and kind of wrap things up, like I said, this is just the first installment of more videos to come. We're going to dig deeper into this subject. I'm gonna try and beat this thing to death and see what we can dig up. But I want to leave on a good note. Look at this. CoinMarketCap is now more popular than WallStreetJournal.com, according to Alexa. They're getting more web traffic than the Wall Street Journal. That's that's Wall Street. Those are investors. That's amazing. That is amazing. And this is the kind of thing that we like to see. It's a good thing in some ways, but in other ways, you can see that there's more and more people, especially on Wall Street, that are getting involved with Bitcoin, and as more and more money is flowing through it, there are going to be some they're going to want to take it. So these are the kind of things that we got to stand up to. That we got to make sure that we're not releasing our freedom on this, guys. Guys, please, give me some feedback, okay? Send me some emails, give me some comments on YouTube, whatever it takes. Let me know your thoughts, strategies, whatever. Just prayers, concerns. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me to go away. I don't care. Just give me something. So guys, pull together. Take this seriously. This is not a joke, okay? You better take this seriously because these people are coming against us. Okay, we're gonna be talking about Segwit. We're gonna be talking about the possible back door. There is a back door. Okay, it's not that it's a possibility. It is there, and we're seeing people being hacked off the blockchain. We know about Ethereum. We know about the fears with the fork of Bitcoin Cash and Segwit, and there's a serious concern there. Not to mention how many of the elites have put their money into the Ethereum blockchain itself. Okay, so we're going to expose as much as we can, and but I need your help. Okay, I need info. I need any kind of news, any kind of tidbit, any kind of info, anything. Send it to me. Okay, I'll give. If you want your name mentioned, I'll give you thumbs up and give you kudos. If you don't want to be mentioned, that's all well and good too. I won't say a word. So thank you guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. Tell everybody about it. And let's take back our freedom, huh?